Hello everyone. Income from house property. We have started this new chapter and new unit. Today we will start one basic sum we will see in the income from house property. Okay. Sum number 9. Following information are given of house property owned by Sri Rahul Roy. Here we are given particulars: house number 1 Shankar, house 2 Jay and house 3 Kishan. First, municipal valuation we have given for three houses. For Shankar it is 1,60,000, for Jay it is 1,50,000 and for Kishan it is 60,000. Annual fair rent is 180, 2 lakh and 72,000. Then we are having standard rent. House number 1 there is no standard rent. House 2 1,80,000. House 3 dash. Municipal taxes unpaid. House 1 10%. House 2 10%. House 3 10%. Payment for tenants amenities. House 1 dash. House 2 12,000 and house 3 dash. Repairs 8,000, 10,000, 6,000. Insurance premium paid 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. Interest of assessment year 2018-19 on loan taken for construction 1 lakh 60,000 to 20 lakh. 1/5 part of total interest of construction period. This is capitalized interest. Okay. House number 1 it is dash, house 2 30,000, house 3 10,300. Year of completion of construction 2017-18, 2014-15, 2015-16. Period of vacancy dash 1 month dash. And use of house self-occupied, laid out for residence and self-occupied. Rent receivable for house 2 Jai was 1,86,000. Compute his taxable income under the head income from house property for the assessment year 2019-20. Okay, so this is the basic sum. So here basically we are having three houses. Okay, so for making a statement of income from house property, to calculate taxable income, we have to consider many things. Okay, let's go through one by one points. Okay, for every sum there are some important notes which is very important to remember. Let's see that first. So the important notes are: first, only paid municipal taxes will be considered in calculation. See, here we are having the municipal taxes unpaid. Okay, so always remember, no municipal tax will be deducted if they are unpaid. We will deduct only paid municipal tax. Please be very careful about this. Municipal tax, only paid municipal taxes are deducted from the income of house property. Okay, so always remember that. The first thing, only paid municipal taxes will be considered in calculation. Whether it is paid for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, it doesn't matter. Only whichever municipal taxes are paid in the current as previous year, that will be come under calculation. Unpaid municipal taxes will not be calculated. Okay, this is the first important note. The second important note is municipal taxes are calculated on municipal valuation only. Means if the percentage is given we have to do the percentage of municipal valuation, whichever we are having in the sum. Okay, so municipal taxes are always percentage of municipal valuation. Okay, so always remember these two important notes. Okay, so now let's start the calculation. Here we have to see purpose of the house or use of the house to calculate the sum first. So here we are having the three houses, one is let out and two is self-occupied. Now we have already discussed that if the sum is given, means if there is two house is given for self-occupied, we have to consider it one as self-occupied and second another one is of deemed to be let out. Okay, so let's see, two houses given for self-occupied, so we will calculate step 1 for both, and whichever has higher value, that house will be treated as self-occupied and other one will be treated as deemed to be let out house. Okay, so always remember, if there are two houses given for self-occupied, we have to calculate step 1 for both houses, then whichever value will be higher, that house will be treated as self-occupied. So please make sure you will remember this point, whichever has higher value, we have to calculate step 1 for both, not just for both, for any one houses which are given, more than one houses are given for self-occupied, we have to calculate step 1, and whichever has higher value, that house will be treated as self-occupied. Okay, and the other one means whichever has less value, that will be treated as deemed to be let out house. Okay, so higher value we have to find out for step 1, then we have to find out that which house has higher value of step 1, that will be considered as self occupied and the other one will be considered as deemed to be let out house. Either it is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, any numbers of houses. Okay, so here there are two houses for self occupied, so let's calculate step 1 for self occupied house. Step 1, Shankar and Kishan, the house name is there. First step, municipal rent. So municipal rent is given 1,60,000 and 60,000 for Kishan. Fair rent 1,80,000 and 72,000 for Kishan. Now tell me whichever is higher, 1,60,000 or 1,80,000. Of course, 1,80,000, and here 60,000 or 72,000. Which amount is higher value? 72,000. Okay, this is very small kids kind of activity, higher value and lower value. But it is very important to calculate the income from house property. Okay, so the for Sankar house, 1,80,000 is higher value, and for Kishan 72,000 is higher value. So whichever is higher will be 1,80,000 and 72,000. Okay, so the step 1 is not finished yet. We have to compare this higher value with the standard rent, but here there is no standard rent given, so only 1,80,000 and 72,000 will be remain same as value of step 1. Okay, so now tell me which value is higher, 1,80,000 or 72,000? Of course 1,82,000 is higher than 72,000, so the Sankar will be treated as self-occupied. It will be treated as self-occupied, and this is treated will be this Kishan will be treated as deemed to be let out. Okay, so we will write down Sankar's value is higher than the Kishan, so Shankar will be treated as self-occupied house and Kishan will be treated as deemed to be let out house. Okay, so I hope from till this you are clear. So let's move further. So statement of income from house property of Sri Rahul. Okay, so we will make income from house property statement. We have all the formula. Now let's see it one by one. Okay, so first we have to write down particulars. Then we will name the houses Shankar, Jai, Kishan. We can write down house 1 Shankar, house 2 Jai, and house 3 Kishan. Then we have to write down the use of house. Okay, always write down the use of house so we can easily know in which column we have to calculate, in which column we don't have to calculate. So our Sankar's house is treated as self-occupied, Jai is already laid out, and Kishan will be treated as deemed to be laid out. So this is the self-occupied house. So we have already discussed in the last lecture that for self-occupied house there will be no calculation, and its net annual value NAV will be nil. Okay, so this column will be empty only. Okay, so there it will be no calculation. So we have to do calculation for Jai and Kishan both. You can calculate individual houses, like we have made the statement for Shankar, we have made the different statement for Jai, we have made the different statement for Kishan also. But here I recommend this method, that we can write down all three houses together, because the statement is same, the information is same. So we have to write down the amount only. So we can make the column of houses, another columns of houses, we can add the column of houses, and we can easily calculate this in the one statement only. Then why we waste time to make 2, 3, 4 statements? Okay, because if you want to make individual statement, you have to make the statement for whichever houses information is given. Okay, so let's start with the step 1. So step 1 will be first municipal rent. So self-occupied we will not see at all. Okay, so we will see the only Jai and Kishan. So municipal rent is given for Jai 1,50,000 and for Kishan 60,000. Fair rent is also given 2 lakh and 72,000. Now 1,50,000 is more or 2 lakh? So 2 lakh is more. So we will write down 2 lakh rupees. Then here 60,000 more is or 72,000. Of course 72,000. Then we are given standard rent. Standard rent is given only for Jai, so 1,80,000 and dash for Kishan. Now we have to find out whichever is less. Whichever is less. So we can see that 1,80,000 is less than 2 lakh. So our valuation for step 1 will be 1,80,000. Here there is no standard rent is given, so 72,000 only there. You cannot write it down nil. Nil is lesser than 72,000. No, don't do that mistake. Okay, 72,000 will remain the same. Okay, so now the first step is completed. Then we will move further for step 2. Step 2, actual rent receivable come. Actual rent receivable. Always remember, for deemed to be let out, there is no step 2. Okay, there will be dash in step 2 because it is deemed to be let out. It is not actually let out. So we don't know that actual or actual rent receivable or actual rent is there or not, or how much that rent is. So that will be dash. So actual rent receivable is 1,80,000 for Jai. Unrealized rent. Unrealized rent, there is no unrealized rent in the sum. See, remember that our statement should be the same. If any amount is given, we will add it. If there is no amount, we will make dash. Okay, We will not change the statement. Here the statement will be same, ditto copy for every sum. And we have to find out the value for this structure, same statement. Okay. Even municipal rent is given in the last of the sum, amount of the sum. We have to write it first only. Okay, so here we have to find out the values for this particulars and we have to write down. Okay, so there is no unrealized rent. Then if any tenant facilities are there, we have to deduct the tenant facility from the actual rent receivable. Okay, so here there is a tenant facility of 12,000, so that will be deducted. So if we deduct 12,000 from 1,86,000, the answer will be 1,74,000. Now here step 3, we have to see step 1 or step 2 value, whichever is higher. So here step 1 is 1,80,000 and step 2 is 1,74,000. So whichever is higher, 180 or 174, of course 180. So we will write down 1,80,000. Here there is no step 2, so step 1 value will be remain same. Then we will go for the step 4. For step 4, value of step 3 will be written, that is 1,80,000 and 72,000 for kitchen. Then loss rent due to vacancy. So loss rent, always remember, loss rent due to vacancy will be calculated after deduction of tenant facility. Okay, so here tenant facility is also there, 12,000. So here we will do, when our rent is actual 1,74,000. So we will do 1,74,000 divided by 12. How much? How many months it is vacant? The house is vacant for 1 month. In the amount it is written that house is vacant for the 1 month. So we will straight away do the 1,74,000 divided by 12. So it is 14,500 rupees. Okay, but always remember to deduct tenant facility. Without tenant facility deduction, you cannot find out the lost rent of vacancy. Okay, if tenant facilities are there. So 14,500 is the loss due to vacancy. So 1,80,000 minus 14,500 is 1,65,500. Here there is no loss of due to vacancy, so 72,000 will remain same. Municipal taxes is given 10% for 3 of houses, but it is clearly mentioned that it is unpaid. So we have already seen that in important notes that only paid municipal taxes are calculated. So the municipal tax will be dash dash nil. So the net annual value, our A, is 1,65,500 and 72,000 for J, and here it is for nil. Okay, so now let's move further deductions, specific deductions. So here I have again written the NAV nil, 1,65,500 and 72,000. Our specific deductions, there are 3 specific deduction in the income from house property. Number 1, standard deduction. Standard deduction is 30% of NAV. It is fixed percentage. Okay, 30% of NAV. So obviously we will do any percentage of 0 or nil, there will be 0. So the nil, it will be nil. 30% of 1,65,500 is 49,650. 30% of 72,000 is 21,600 rupees. Okay. The interest on loan is given 1 lakh. So there is maximum limit is 2 lakh. So 1 lakh can be deducted. For J, it is given 60,000. There is no limit for let out house. And for Kishan, it is given 20,000. Okay. In capitalized interest is also given for J and Kishan. So we will write down the capitalized interest. It is 1/5 portion. So already we have given the 1/5 part only. If there is total interest given and we have to do 1/5 part, then we will multiply it with 1/5. Okay. So now capitalized interest is dash 30,000 and 10,300 rupees. Okay, so now we will do the total of specific deduction, that is 1 lakh, 49,650, 60,000, 30,000 is equal to 1,39,650. 21,600, 20,000 plus 10,300 is equal to 51,900 rupees. So our total deduction is 1 lakh, 1,39,650 and 51,900. To find out the taxable income from house property, we will minus from A to B. Okay, so if 0 minus 1 lakh karenge, so then answer will be minus 1 lakh only. Okay, so it will be minus 1 lakh. Okay, then 1,65,500 minus 1,39,650, 25,850. 72,000 minus 51,900 is equal to 20,100 rupees. Now pay attention, don't stop the sum here only. Okay, our answer has not come yet. Our main answer is this. So don't forget to show the calculation of total income from house property. Okay, so total income from house property will be incomplete until we will add all the houses income. Okay, so house number 1 plus house number 2 plus house number 3, Shankar plus Jay plus Kishan. Shankar has minus valuation, so minus 1 lakh plus 25,850 plus 20,100. So our answer is 54,050, but it is minus. So actually we are having a minus income, means we are having the loss, frankly speaking. Minus 54,550 rupees means we are having the loss from income from house property, that is 54,050 rupees. Okay, so this is our first sum. Please do practice, write down or calculate it 2-3 times, and even you can practice it with the examples and similar sums that I have already telling you. And remember to remind the only statement. If statement is fixed in your mind, you can easily calculate the income from house property. Okay, so I hope you understood this sum and this method. If you have find any difficulties, you can let me know. We will solve it. Thank you.